Okay, so this is to document for our future selves why we're doing what we're doing, and the journey that we're about ready to go on. So I think we're both pretty excited about it, but the last 6 months have been kind of crazy. Lots of changes. Um, we have sold our house and everything that we own and bought a travel trailer.
Yep.
And we are leaving the state of Kentucky and we're going to travel for a while. And our plan is to travel for 1 year.
Yep, it's our gap year.
And we're going to see where that leads us. And why are we doing this?
Well, we had always talked about wanting to explore and wanting to travel. And we have always done like 2 week, well, we started off 1 week vacations, right?
I mean, to be fair, our honeymoon, we started out with 2 weeks and we were like, well, this is kind of great.
Yes.
And we want to keep doing this. So we figured out a way to keep doing at least 2 week vacations.
Yes. But 2 weeks just isn't enough time in a lot of ways to make it to cool places and to explore. And the country we live in is quite beautiful, as well as Canada. And we haven't explored Mexico, but I think we might try. So we were thinking about doing that once we retired. But to be honest, COVID and everything wasn't the kindest. And me personally, I've been kind of burnt out with work and everything. I needed a change. And once my sister passed away unexpectedly at 51, kind of drove home the fact that while we've always known that life was short, it really kind of made it clear. So she passed away right before summer vacation. We went out west, and I think it really kind of settled in. I think we were sitting in Montana, and it was so beautiful, and we just didn't really want to come home, and we wanted to just keep exploring. And we weren't even like staying in a fancy place or anything like that. Like, well, in Montana we were, but in Wyoming we were not. We were staying in backcountry cabins that were made like, they were built in like 1910, 1920, and just barely had running water.
Definitely not potable water, but it did have running water. Just don't drink it.
No. But that didn't matter. What mattered was being there with Drew and Ella and being present. Like, it was the most alive and present I had felt in so long. So, I'm gonna try not to cry before my birthday. So we talked about it, we joked around about it, and then before we knew it, as we made the 3,000-mile trek across the across the country back home, we made the plan and we did it. So, and as Drew mentioned, we sold our house. We sold everything. We're a 1-car family now.
Yep, we got rid of 2 vehicles that we really loved.
Yeah.
We bought a Ford. That's
we
a
don't
thing.
love, but his name is Sid, from the Cookie Monster, because he's the right color. We did buy a camper, which was funny because Drew and I have never really stayed in a camper before.
Mm-mm.
And
Done lots of backpacking and camping, but never glamping in a camper. So it's going to be different, like having running water and electricity and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be different. We have had the ability so far to camp a little bit in it, but not much, because everything's been gearing up to get ready. Like, first it was getting ready to sell the house, or to list the house and then sell the house. And then after we sold it, it was a short sale. It seemed like we had to be out of the house in 3 weeks because we sold it. It was like a cash offer, which was insane. And now we're staying at Drew's dad's house in Lexington, which we're really thankful for, to have a place to stay. And it is New Year's Eve, and it is 9:36, and I'm not asleep, and Drew's not asleep. We went to Mia's birthday party earlier today and jumped on the trampoline, and then we went and worked on the camper.
In true form, we went and worked on the camper, and I built a shoe cubby so that we have somewhere to store our shoes in the entryway to the camper. So we did buy a new camper, and it's really nice, but we've been spending a lot of time and effort making it the best thing that it can be for this journey.
Yeah. So it is kind of crazy, but on January 7th, we are heading out. We're heading south, and we're going to go visit Andy in Georgia. But first, we're going to stop because our goal is to not really travel more than 4-5 hours at most in one time, because it's a lot of work to tow that big thing. So it's only 21 feet in length, but towing anything can be quite exhausting.
Yeah, so the goal, I think, that's an important thing to think about. The goal with the camper was to get the smallest camper that we thought that we could live in full time for a year and still be able to actually, function in. Because part of this is that, we're going to keep on working on the road. And so to be able to have enough space to have a computer set up and that sort of thing. We couldn't just be in like a little pop-up camper or something. Yeah. So the hope is that we can still get that 21-foot camper up some Forest Service roads, the more benign ones anyways, and get off the grid more. Yeah. But the first leg of the journey is to go visit Andy in Georgia. We're running away from the cold weather. Just last week we had a cold snap where I think the wind chill was like 20 below zero or something.
In Lexington, that is just bananas. That's something we expect in like Wyoming or Montana. It's not something we expect in Lexington. So we know that we're lucky here in Lexington to not typically get that kind of weather, but it has been crazy. But we're going from Georgia to Florida, and then Florida to Alabama to visit Tom and Alicia. And then we eventually have to make it back to Lexington. Drew's part of a wedding for his best friend, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that because we'll come back up for a couple weeks to Lexington and get to see family and friends. Around Easter, actually, so that will work out well. We'll get in that week and hang out for a couple weeks, and then we're gonna head due west after that. So, and that's really when I think Drew and I are gonna be kind of getting into some new territory that we haven't explored before. So that'll be something different. Drew has talked about continuing to work, but one of the things that I'm going to be doing for a little bit is just being the logistics manager. So I'm going to be finding the campsites, and I've already started at that. My last day of work is actually next week, which is a weird thing for me to be saying because, well, maybe one day I can look back at this and not think this, but it has been such a big part of my identity. So it's going to be weird to not be working full time. So we'll see how this goes. But I am looking forward to a change of pace and refreshing my brain because it is not working the way that it should. And Jessica got me this really awesome painting kit. Like, it's got an easel and it's got some paints. And so I'm going to try my hand at painting. It's probably going to be awful. That's okay. And Drew got me inflatable paddleboard. Like, so I'm excited about that. Probably gonna fall off of it a million times. It's being shipped to Andy's house, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, so those are the things that I'm really looking forward to. It's just, I'm looking forward to spending time with like Andy. I get to do Christmas, after Christmas, but I get to do Christmas in person with my brother.
Haven't done that in a long time.
No. So.
But no, it'll be great. It's gonna be a crazy adventure. I'm sure that there will be untold challenges along the way, but we have had many challenges in our lives, and we have always surmounted them. So I'm not afraid of that in the least, and I am really excited about, both of us I think feel a really strong connection to nature and the ability to be out there more is something that I'm really looking forward to. And so, even if Monday through Friday we are somewhere where we've got decent internet and can work, and I can work and do those things, to be stationed, at the base of the mountains and be able to go on some epic hike on the weekend without having to fly to Colorado or something, is something that I'm very excited about.
Yeah. I'm excited to be able to open the door and have a different place to walk Ella in the morning, or at lunch, or after dinner. Like, I'm excited just to have new experiences and
New scenery,
and not just wait for weekends and vacations. Just live a little bit, because tomorrow is not promised. So
absolutely,
I'm hoping that this year gets us a little bit of joy, a lot of adventure.
Hopefully not too much type 2 adventure. I mean, we've been there, we've done that, but
I mean,
maybe keep it to a minimum.
You think all type 1?
No.
I mean, type 2 adventure is what really just sticks with you.
It's character building.
I mean, The Winds was type 2.
I didn't really think that it was that much type 2.
You were not falling up into your armpits in snow, and there was like nothing underneath you.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. I had a different experience than you.
Obviously.
I mean, it's the truth.
I was scared out of my mind crossing some of that snow.
I was a little concerned for you, but I wasn't concerned about the snow travel for me.
So it was a type 2 fun for me in some places.
It's type 2 adjacent for me.
But I would still do it again.
Absolutely.
But no, I can't wait. And
so we've got 1 week to launch.
Yeah.
So this is just us documenting the start of that adventure.
Yes.
Because we've had a crazy whirlwind of the past, 6 months?
Yes.
Well, not even that long.
No, so
it's more like 4 months.
We signed the contract for a camper to be built August 1st. Yeah. On our anniversary. And we picked up our camper and camped in it the first time in Labor Day, the week after Labor Day. It was great. We had COVID. We didn't know we got COVID, but we had COVID. And so we slept. That was what we did. Came back from picking up our camper in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. And yeah, it's been, and then we listed our house and it sold after 24 hours on the market. And then 3 weeks later, we were out of it. And
downsizing all of our stuff, selling a lot of things, figuring out logistics of how to do internet in a camper and rewire things and build things and
giving my notice
do all of it.
to a place that I've worked at for almost 9 years. It was fun.
Yep.
It's been a lot. There's been a lot to unpack. So this is the start of something that we're going to try and do so that after the end of this year, we have memories to look back on, because it's so easy to forget the day-to-day. So we're going to try and document it. We'll see how it goes. But so here is to 2023. And what is our misadventures?
Fountains Follies.
Fountains Follies. Cheers. Until next time.